Hello everyone, so good morning. I am going to be discussing with you today the importance of cleansing your skin. So it is actually one of what I call my bookmarks. So unless you're going to start and finish your skincare routine properly, all the parts in between aren't going to be as effective. So cleansing is one of those areas that some people say, well, why do I need to cleanse? I use a baby wipe or I don't bother, I just rinse with water. But what builds up on the skin during the day is pollution, smog, smoke, maybe not your own, but from other people, just perspiration, especially on obviously warmer days, or if you go to the gym, sticky trains, if you're travelling into the city. There are lots of free radicals that are going around our environment that love to cling onto skin. In addition, obviously, you've got makeup and you have your own natural lipids and oils that you will be secreting alongside the sebum, dead skin cell build-up as our skins renew constantly. So to have a good routine, I always start with like a clean base. So you are looking for a cleanser to be in line with your own natural acid level of your skin, which sounds complicated, but really it's actually not. So for a start off, I would be looking at your ingredients on your cleansing product and making sure it hasn't got anything like sodium lauryl sulfate on. Sulfates will be stripping the skin. What we're trying to do is to be in line with our acid mantle, which will be between a 4 and a 5.5 ideally. So we are an acid technically, and so if you can imagine putting something maybe like a soap on the skin, which is an alkali, you're trying to change your natural happiness basically of the skin. So it naturally wants to be an acid, but a lot of harsh cleansers will tip it the other way, which means the skin has to regulate itself. So although there is sometimes a need to be changing the acid volume of the skin, that will be when we're looking at certain exfoliations. And basically when I treat people or I'm treating my own skin, then I will alter the pH of the skin, but I quickly bring it back up to what it needs to be. So for it to take part in that function, but then bring it up to where it is best. So cleansing the skin with a non-harsh cleanser is really important. We don't want to strip the skin. We want to respect it really. The epidermis is what keeps us safe, so anything that's on the top of the epidermis we want to just remove, but we don't want to take any of our sort of protective layer away. So we still want to make sure the skin is strong. So I cleanse in the morning and I cleanse in the evening. Some mornings I do a single cleanse, and of an evening I do a double cleanse, because there's more of a build up. I wear sunscreen during the day, so we want to make sure that that's been removed thoroughly. And sometimes on my second cleanse I will actually put a booster in there, which I'll probably talk to you on another video to talk about how you can customize your cleanser. But if we're talking about the basics, which is what we're doing today, it's just to get a really nice thorough cleanse, not to miss any areas, not to overuse the product, and to remove thoroughly. So I actually invested in these lovely, just rinse them out from thingy, little pads. I actually get these in Boots. They're £3 each, and I just think they're the most thorough little material that you can use. Obviously different people use muslins, flannels. Some of them harbour bacteria, so you need a fresh one every day. With my little sponges here, then I often run Milton's through them, make sure an anti-bac wash that's on the side of the sink, I'll give them a rinse through, make sure they're upright and they're dry, so each time that I use them I'm not actually using a dirty product on. But they do help to just work themselves into the pores and just gently lift out any dirt or debris. So in the morning, as we are in a morning, I just tend to first of all take two little cold compresses. So this is just cold water, and bathe my eyes, because I do actually get quite a lot of dry eye, and we want to just introduce some freshness to the skin, and just to, you know, any puffiness, this will help to alleviate. I have noticed in the last couple of years, obviously the signs of aging, and one of the things is, you know, I do look more lined first thing in the morning, crumpled up on my pillow, but also, you know, the fluid's not as good as it used to be. So the coolness, introducing the coolness, does waken up the skin and start the lymphatic system. And then we're going to do some drainage of that while we do our cleanse. And then I take my cleanse. With our product, just, you know, one pump, add in some water to it. You do this obviously over the sink, in the shower. I've just popped it on the vanity unit because it's easier for me to do this video. So you're looking for, it doesn't have to be, you know, it doesn't have to be a foaming cleanser, although they are my favourite. Very gentle, using gentle surfactants, which actually is what breaks down all the dirt and debris. And so when you cleanse the skin, luckily what we're using here today, whether you get it in the eyes or not, there will be no stinging because it's sulfate free. Okay, when you first apply, just make sure that you have gone to all areas. Now, if I wasn't on video today, I would be going across the décolleté area as well. So just a big swoop. It doesn't have to be neat and tidy. So making sure you come up to the hairband, but it can be a quick routine, especially a first cleanse. A first cleanse, you know, work it, make sure it's worked round thoroughly in between the eyebrows, especially for those who wear eyebrow pencil. Even, you know, we've done a cleanse before bed. Sometimes people, you know, if they've got in late, maybe it's not as thorough or they have forgotten. Just working down the sides of the nose, underneath the eyes. The actual motion, I'm using quite medium firm pressure, which is nice. It's actually getting the blood flow going, getting the lymphatics moving. And that top lip that everyone seems to forget. Not everyone, shouldn't say that really, but it is an area that gets missed out a lot. While I'm actually working on the neck here, I just wanted to say is, I mean, I've noticed the difference, you know, in my neck again the last few years changing. I actually have, which you'll learn on my journey, I struggle with my weight a lot, so I actually fluctuate. Yo-yo diet, and I've noticed I can't get away with what I used to, and it shows in my face and my skin. So you know, that's something to think about. Sometimes I always say I might look younger because my fat bits push out all my lines. But anyway, let's take these product off. So just rinse out the sponges, just warm water, don't go too hot, too cold. And just, you know, rinse them out so they're nice and damp. Work them, always work them up. I tend to try and lift as much as possible. And I go over a few times to make sure into that eyebrow. You'll probably be able to hear it. We are squeaking. In the shower, or obviously if you're not doing a video, it's actually a quicker process. All I'm trying to, you know, suggest to everybody is to make sure the hair's, you know, away from you. An Alice band or one of these, really helpful, because then you don't worry so much about the hair. Cleanse is not so much of a problem because obviously the hair can dry. It's when people get to putting on their serums and their, you know, facial oils and creams, they worry, and SPFs, they worry more that it's going to go in the hairline. But please, I will say again and again, get that product up to the line, because it is these areas that tend to get overexposed. And from my dealings, which is a sad subject, but my dealings is when I discover, you know, when I'm working with my clients, I always look for signs of, you know, sun damage and skin cancer, and most of them that have been detected have been on areas at the side of the face or on the nose, which sometimes, you know, it perspires quite a lot. You know, the sun cream hasn't, you know, being continually applied on certain areas, so those sides are really important. So I've cleansed the skin. Just done one cleanse today. Like I said, I'd like to do a video that covers how to customise your cleanse, which is something quite unique that I love doing. So it can transform your one singular cleanser to make it what you need for that day. But I will do that in a separate video. So single cleanse if you've cleansed before bed. If you didn't cleanse before you went to bed, you'll need to double cleanse in the morning, unless you are going to customise your second cleanse to make that more effective for your routine for the day, and then you would do 2 cleanses. But I'm feeling really fresh. I will be going on to do the next step in my skincare routine, which I'm going to do them in single videos. So this is just our cleanse, and how the importance of, you know, protecting our epidermis, and that is our skin's barrier, and how if we've got that part right, then everything else that goes on to the skin afterwards will actually be much more effective. And obviously you've removed all the things that we don't want from the skin, so you've prepared it perfectly. So go and have a lovely cleanse, and I will look forward to speaking to you in other videos. Take care, bye.